A watch dedicated to the legendary Silk Road. Today we are looking at the WM001, the Silk Road Sandal, specifically the Desert. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Chase and this is all things random, mostly watch reviews with some random stuff sprinkled in between. Guys, if it's not December 1st yet, then you still have an opportunity to win this limited edition Seiko that I have here in the back. It was sent to me by Exquisite Time Pieces. They are sponsoring a giveaway for the holiday season for one of my subscribers. Down in the description, it explains exactly how you can win this watch. Now, what is the Silk Road? Now, if school and education was anything like when I went to school, then the Silk Road, we all know, was a legendary trade route that went from China to Europe from the 2nd century BC all the way to the mid-15th century AD. Now, this trade route, famously named the Silk Road, was for both goods, spices, ideas, and culture that was shared between the East and the West. So this watch is dedicated to China's rich history with that legendary Silk Road. As always, the details first, then my opinions at the very end. Now, this watch comes in at 42 millimeters in diameter, a lug to lug of 48 millimeters, a case thickness of 13 millimeters, and an odd lug width because it's truly unique to this watch. One of the things that I'm just going to say right off the bat is a con is the fact that the lug width of this watch is not a standard lug width. It's extremely small with the lug width, but the lugs are extremely thick, so it's almost like an integrated bracelet. So you need to use either one of their straps or one of their bracelets, so it's something to consider when looking at this watch. This one, the idea of the desert, has sort of an orange-black motif. You can see that it has a black PVD coated 316L stainless steel, and it has a matching bracelet of that PVD coating. It goes down into a butterfly clasp, and you can see that it has an open case back displaying a movement. Now, one of the things that I do like about the case back is that stainless steel, because over time PVD coating can rub off. No screw down crown on this, but it does have 100 meters of water resistance. And inside is the Miyota 8215 21 joule, 21,600 vibrations an hour, 42 hours of power reserve. It's a standard workhorse movement. It's in a lot of watches, affordable to mid-tier in the affordable range. So anywhere from $100 all the way up to about $500 you'd see. Has a date window at the 3 o'clock position, baton indices all the way around. It does have classic sword hands for the hour and minute, and it does have an orange second hand ticking, again, 6 ticks a second. Wally Merrick just underneath the 12 o'clock position, and of course it has Dongzhong, which is a city in China just above the 6. You can see the dial is sort of what they put a lot of time and effort into this watch. The dial itself is a textured dial. You can see that it has that legendary Silk Road that goes from the 4 o'clock all the way over to about the 8 o'clock position along the dial, and you can see the different trade routes with a beautiful texture, I think, on the dial itself. Now, I will say that this watch is not for everybody because it does have kind of an odd, kind of a strange, again, Chinese motif on the 120 click unidirectional bezel. This is a dive watch style. 100 meters of water resistance is not really a dive watch. However, you can take it snorkeling, you can take it in the pool. You know, it's good for everyday wear. They do offer this in 3 different variants. They offer it in this one, the Desert. They offer it in the Gobi, which is green. They also offer it in the Oasis. So if you don't like the orange and black motif, you have 3 different things to choose from. Now, on my 7 1/4 inch wrist, this thing fits nicely. It's not overly large, even though it's 42 millimeters in diameter, and it's not too high, even though it has 13 millimeters of thickness. I think this watch wears quite nicely, and even though it does have a butterfly clasp, it's pretty comfortable on the wrist. Now, Wally Merrick has sent me, or WM has sent me, several watches in the past, and this one is truly unique to them. It's nice that it's not an homage to something else, that it is their own design with their own interpretation of something like the legendary Silk Road. But this watch is not for everybody. A lot of people don't like PVD coated watches, but a lot of people do. This does have a slightly stealthier look with all the black, but it's not going to go with everything. Like a brushed stainless steel case or a high polished stainless steel case with a leather strap is going to go with a suit. You can also dress it down. However, this thing is going to be more casual than anything else. That being said, it has a sapphire crystal along the dial, so it's going to last for a long time. That dial is going to look beautiful for a long time, and it does have a cyclops eye just above the date window. There are some orange accents on the watch that do stand out, one of which is going to be on that screw down crown, and the other are going to be sort of like Allen key bolts on the outside of the lug. Those are just for decoration. Now, my thoughts and feelings about the watch. I think the watch is okay. I think that if you like that stealthier look and you want something unique, something that draws your eye down to the wrist that you may or may not get compliments on, it is kind of a conversation starter because the orange on that black does pop to the eye. I do like the texture of the dial. I think they did a great job, and I like the fact that they're dedicating it to the Silk Road. And one of the things that we've learned, especially in American history, is the fact that they don't teach world history anymore. One of the things that's lacking, I feel, today in society around the world is the fact that we don't talk about history like we used to. I learned about the Silk Road and all the innovations and all the cultural explosions along the Silk Road, but when I talk to my 13-year-old daughter, she has no idea what the Silk Road is, even though I learned that in middle school. So I do like the fact that they are attaching history to this watch line. Outside of that, it is an affordable watch, under 150 bucks. So if you like the watch, it's not really going to cost a lot of coin in your pocket. It does have that automatic Miyota movement. It is a workhorse, slightly better than the NH35, but only slightly better. Really, I would like to know what you guys think about this watch. The holidays are right around the corner, so if you're interested, look down in the link down below. In no way do I get any kickback from this. I have this watch, and I have several other watches on the desk to review, so I have a lot of videos coming up in the future. That being said, if you do want one of the many watches that I review at a heavy discount, look down in the description below at watches I've reviewed for sale. I have an eBay site where I generally put these up for like 50% of what they cost to get, so I can do the review. Then I just put them up because I got to offload them. And if you guys want one of these mini watches I have, keep checking in on the watches I've reviewed for sale. And if there's something that catches your eye, go in and purchase it because you're going to get a heavy discount. Again, holidays right around the corner. This is generally what I do to continue funding this channel. Anyway, if you're still here, hit the subscribe button. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything. Remember the form down below for the Seiko limited edition giveaway on December 1st. Also hit that notification bell for all the watches that I'm going to review and drop in the future. I'll see you in the next one.